You are audible. So, welcome, George, and thanks for taking this session as a speaker. We'll start with George's introduction, and then George will share his experience as a support business analyst. In case you have any questions or you will like to share your experience, feel free to join us on stage. You just need to raise the hand, and I'll get a notification and I'll call you in. So, over to you, George.
Okay. Um, Hello everyone. First of all, welcome to this BA Club session. Am I audible?
Yes, George, you are.
Okay. Um, so just to give a brief introduction, I'm going to try to keep this as short and as crisp as possible um, in the entire thing. So to give you a brief introduction about myself, I'm George. I've actually been a support business analyst for 2 years. I actually joined this industry as a fresher after doing a master's in an MBA, after doing my master's in MBA college, after doing my master's in insurance. Sorry. Um, I actually currently work with Shipra in an IT company which gives insurance solutions to clients. तो जब जब भी ना ये Shipra whenever Shipra used to take these BA club sessions of user stories and requirement gathering and documents जो भी होते हैं I used to actually wonder a
Um,
lot.
George, just a reminder the language is English, so please stick to it.
Okay, sure. Sorry, my mistake. Apologies. Um, so whenever there were these sessions in the BA club that used to happen, um, such as user story writing, how to effectively write them, how to gather more requirements. I used to actually wonder, this is not what I'm seeing in a daily basis at all, and I'm seeing completely different aspects of a business analyst of being a BA as a whole. But that actually makes me wonder, has anyone actually ever thought of what actually happens to the product or to the project after we deliver it to the client? So that is where a person like a support analyst or support business analyst comes into play. So they need to have this, whenever we actually, we are with the we're with the product owner, we know for a fact that they might have a basic understanding of what product we are of the product, and it may they have at least an understanding. But when we actually talk to the end users of the product, they are actually people who are actually um, completely new to the product. They do not understand anything. And as a support analyst, this is where a support analyst comes into play. So there is a sort of moment, I believe, when you realize that the product owner is just a representative of the larger part of the client, and they're not the actual end user of the product. And the more you actually talk to the end user, you actually understand more about the product. Now, in short, in very short terms, I would say a support BA is someone who helps the helps and analyzes the queries and issues and gives solution to those end users, the actual end users of the product. So I'm not going to dive too much into the technical aspects and the functional aspects and role and requirement and all, how what the role and how it is, how the requirement is gathered and what the responsibilities are. But what I've understood from my experience, one huge I would say, prerequisite of being a support BA is actually having a deep understanding of the product. So, for say, example, um, whenever there is a project, there'll be many BAs working on one project. And let's say that one is actually working in the general functionality, and one BA is, let's say, specifically working in another topic in the same project. So it is not actually necessary that the first BA will know what will know entirely. He may have an overview of what's happening in the second in the other domain, but he or she won't have the entire knowledge to actually understand issues or do an analysis of anything on things in the other topic, which is a specialized function, which may be the expertise of the other BA. So what I've understood from the 2 years that I've been a support BA is that a support BA requires uh, a lot of understanding in every topic, even if it is a basic understanding or in-depth knowledge. He or she would should know like everything A to Z in the work in the product, because this actually, so when you actually talk to clients, or when a query comes or an issue comes up with the client, you would be the forefront of that. Support BA would be the forefront of that. And this is more like a, sorry, just give me a moment. This is more like a situation where the support BA actually is should know what, at least have a somewhat knowledge in all the aspects, which will actually help in improving everything, which will actually help in um, help the client, help the end users as to resolve their queries or their issues. So whenever, so we don't actually, so when we actually use technical jargon, it is not entirely necessary that the end user will understand that to the entire extent. So we actually need to simplify the language to actually make them understand that this is the functionality in the product that we're giving. So, for example, there was a, I'm just going to give a situation that actually happened in to us in support. So there was one specific user who came with a query saying that they were not able to search for something. And in our product, actually, search is like a very basic functionality. So when we actually went into the call, we were kind of perplexed at this behavior, what is happening, because even we weren't able to figure out why that very basic functionality was not there, and only that one user was facing it. So after analyzing it, we actually understood that this user was actually using the training module, in short. So basically, the training module is the one where the end user actually learns how to use the product rather than the actual product which we delivered. And they don't know the difference of between the training module and the actual product. And we explained it to them. So from our from our perspective, it may seem like a very simple query or a very simple issue, but for them, it is like a completely new system or a new product. They are actually people who are changing from, let's say, like typewriters to computers. Probably in a situation of in the past when people change from typewriters to computers, I'm pretty sure there would have probably been a support business analyst who would have helped in transitioning. So people like support business analysts are actually important in various ways, is what I've understood. In my understanding, support business analysts are they're like the bridge of sorts. So they kind of, help in bridging the gap between the product and the end user's user experience. So since we actually support analysts, we actually know what how the actual end user is, how they actually see the product, how they react to it, how they view the product. And this this point of view, I believe, kind of helps in giving a deeper understanding of how you do business, how you do your analysis, and find out your things, find out issues. So one of the major responsibilities of support business analysts is actually managing communication with the client. It should be in a language that they understand. It should not be too technical. It should not be, um, it should be very easy to understand for them. And so this actually in turn helps people like me who joined this industry, who joined the workforce as a whole just recently, to improve our confidence, improve our articulation, improve your language writing skills and everything. Because we kind of learn uh, how to actually, um, deal with specific clients, or how to actually write, how to communicate with them. So most of these support issues that we kind of get are not actually places where you would require a BA as a whole. So most of them are actually technical, or it'll be something which the developers can actually, solve. But being involved with the support team kind of also helps you to understand how they work. Like, I don't know SQL at all, but I've actually started to pick up on the very basic SQL queries, or I can actually access the things from the back end just like without the requirement of a developer or a quality assurance team. So it is kind of making me independent also, without actually depending too much on the developer or the QC team or quality control team or quality assurance team. It kind of makes me independent and actually makes a person like support analyst have deeper knowledge in the product. Um,
Thanks, George. Let's take a break here
yeah.
in case anyone has any questions. Shall we? So, George has touched upon couple of points. In case you have any queries, any questions, feel free to join us on stage. In case you want to share your experience as a support business analyst, and you can correlate to any of the you know points that George have iterated, feel free to share with us all. So, one point which I really liked, that George highlighted, that being a support business analyst does not mean that you are not into a role which is good for you as a BA. Support business analysts are equivalent to implementation business analyst and product business analyst. In fact, I personally believe support business analysts receive more exposure to product, as George mentioned, to clients. He touched upon that point as well. So the exposure is much more than a product business analyst or an implementation business analyst may get. So there's a completely different 360-degree view of what you might be thinking as a product business analyst once you go into support business analyst role. So I'm sure you should be having some questions around the complete profile. So do join us on stage. Um, we cannot have one way conversation here, right? Bhushan, Avinash, Srini, Pratap, will you like to join us on stage? Himabindu, others, anyone else? No questions whatsoever? Yashika? In case you don't have any questions, so let me ask questions to you, right? Um, so, as a support business analyst, do you think you need to have technical knowledge? George covered this as a last point. So, anyone would like to share their views? Anyone? Question is, does support business analyst need to have technical knowledge, and to what extent? Any guesses? Anything that might be coming to your mind which you'd like to share with us? There's no right and wrong here, right? We just need to get a feedback. The question itself is such that there will be no right and wrong answers, right? So we need uh, to know what your thoughts are, and that's it. Ashish has joined us. Thanks, Ashish.
Yes, hi Shipra.
Yeah, hi.
So I had a question. I mean, as a support business analyst,
Mm-hmm.
so I would be like what BAs do. BAs prepare BRD, FRDs. So where does the role of a support business analyst comes? And one more question, as in which, I mean, what kind of organizations have these support business analyst roles? So I have not seen organizations where they are asking for support business analyst. So can
Okay.
you please answer that?
Okay, so let me understand which organizations will hire a support business analyst. And second question is, will business analyst be writing requirement documentation such as BRDs, FSDs? Am I correct?
Yes, right.
Okay, so let's take up the first question. Does support business analyst write requirements, right? BRD, FSD, user stories. George, will you like to answer that? What's your experience like?
In my experience, actually, um, not quite actually. We don't actually we do so in so for my role, I had to actually know what was happening in the implementation project to actually help in being a support analyst. So I'm still actually a part of the implementation project, but the support analyst is also like a added responsibility. So
Yeah.
Shipra, I
So
think you can.
yeah. So Ashish, to answer your question, the experience that George is having is very limited, right? He joined us as a fresher, as well as his work profile does not include creating requirement documents, because implementation team and support team belongs to the same team, right? So in case there are any requirements, he just forward them to implementation business analyst, because we all belong to same team and we closely work with each other, and that's why. But in other projects, support business analyst does create requirement documentations, right? And I'll tell you how. So uh, there is a live product, being delivered to the client. So a product team conceptualized the product, they make some product. So let's say there was a clubhouse application, and then it was given to the client, it was given to you, me, and others, right? And now there is a feature in the product which is either not working as we are expecting it to work, or I want more features to be added in the system, or there might be some data issues coming up, there might be some bugs which because of which I'm not able to use the system in a way intended, right? And that's where a support business analyst comes into picture. So once we raise a call with support customer support team, that call either if it is a very simple call, like I need access to the application, or
Okay.
some application is not working, there's a downtime going on or something like that, then the help desk team looks into it. But in case my query is a business related query, right, because the help desk or the customer support team, they do not have a clarity of how the application is supposed to work, right? They are not trained on the application itself, or they don't know business. The help desk team is just a kind of a team which resolves the technical issues, right? Someone is not able to log in, so they'll create the user profile and things like that. But in case my query is business related, right? So if I want a new feature into the product, if I am facing some issue with the data, right? So all those cases comes to a support business analyst. So a support business analyst will be working one on data fixes, right? So if my data got corrupted because of some technical issue, or because of some bug in the system, or user entered a data, but now because the workflow is in such a state that user cannot update the data, right? So there can be n number of cases in which the data needs to be corrected. So then a support business analyst will write uh, a requirement for the data fix. So business analyst will mention where exactly the data needs to be fixed, and then give it to the development team which will fix the data. There will be a second case where there is a user training issue, right? We call them user training issues. So I'm not able to use the application, the example that George gave, right? I'm trying to use the application, but it is not working like I am expecting it to be. Then that is a user training issue, that you are into a wrong environment itself. You are into training environment, you need to go to live environment to search for your policy, right? It was a we trained the users. So that's a user training issue. The third request that comes in is a change request. So I want to introduce new features to the product, or I want the existing functionality to behave in a different way. So which is not exactly like product, but I have some my own requirements, right? My customized requirements which I want to implement into the product. So in that case, depending on the team size. So the example that if we take George's example, the team is closely working with implementation BAs, so he is forwarding the request to implementation BAs, because implementation is going side by side. Our product went live in January only. So there's a very close period, and implementation team is still with us. But there will be a time once implementation is done, there will be no implementation team, and at that time, George and other support business analysts will be taking all these change requests or customization requests which are required in the product, and then they need to give these requirements, or what changes are required in the product to development team. And that's the time where they will be writing, either creating BRDs or FSDs, or they will be writing user stories depending on how the project wants to proceed with. Does that
Okay.
answer your query?
Yeah. I got that. Yeah.
Clear?
I think the second question.
Second question is, yeah. Before we go to second question of which organizations hire business support business analyst, do we have anyone like to comment or add in to what we just discussed? We discussed how support business analyst, in which scenarios a support business analyst writes requirements. Anyone would like to add anything or say anything? No? Okay, then we'll move on to the next question, which Ashish asked, which organization hires support business analyst, right? So, if an organization is hiring you, right, they will not say whether they are hiring you as a support business analyst, whether they are hiring you as an implementation business analyst, or whether they are hiring you as a product business analyst. That is something that you need to figure out during your interviews and during your discussions with the company, right? They Companies just hire business analyst. So if the company is building a product, if you know that there is a product, internal product that the company owns, then if you are allocated to that product project, then you might become a product business analyst. But there will be limited companies who are into product space. Most of the companies will be uh, providing, either they will either be implementing the product for a client, but again, that space is limited. But most of the companies will be supporting the client and their existing products. So most of the time, business analyst which gets hired, he or she becomes a support business analyst, right? Because there are limited products in the market, right? If I take an example of insurance, we have Guidewire, we have Duck Creek, we have some Zuber based products, we have our own products. So there is a limited market in products. If you are going into a product company, then you might get a chance to work on product. But you might have a case like our company, where we have product business analyst, we have implementation business analyst, and we have support business analyst. So all three of them together work together. So uh,
Okay.
I'll say 60 to 70% you will get a support project, because most of the market, right, depending on what kind of product it is, but most of the market is saturated. All the clients already have their products, and the products have been implemented for them as well. So now what they are doing is they are enhancing the same products and getting new features in and new requirements in, or they are taking latest product releases, right? So most of the time that falls into the purview of a support business analyst.
Yeah. Fine.
Okay,
Fine.
so 60 to 70% all the business analysts are support business analyst. If I go with my experience, I don't know the market numbers, but that's my experience.
Sure. Sure. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks Ashish for asking those
Yeah.
questions. Appreciate the same.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
I
No. No.
think no
Yeah.
at this stage. No? Okay. Okay, but do flash your mic in case you'd like to join us again. Hi, Avinash. Avinash, you there? Avinash, we can't hear you. This seems to be a bug in Clubhouse. So if you leave us and join us again, we might be able to hear you. Yeah. So while we wait for Avinash to join us back, please do join us on stage
Am I
and make
audible
this
now?
session more interactive. Yes, Avinash, we can hear you
Okay.
now.
Hi, Shipra.
Thanks
Hi,
for
everyone.
Hi. Thanks for joining us on stage.
Thank you. I just have a small question
Sure.
regarding support business analyst. When exactly the support business analyst gets involved in the project? Is it during the implementation or is it mostly after the implementation has been completed?
A- After implementation. So uh, there there is a phase when the product is being built, right? That time product BAs come into picture. Then the product gets implemented for a client. Then implementation BAs come into picture and they get the product implemented for the client. And after go live, after you agree with the client that we have gone live, whatever is whatever the users interact with, they interact with support business analyst. So right after life, your support BAs take over the project, and your implementation BAs go out of the scene. It is quite possible that the same BA gets into support BA role, because clients are more comfortable with him or her, and project is a small project and there are no not an entire BA workforce there. But immediately after go live, so if I go live on Saturday, Sunday onwards I have support BA.
Okay. So, in case where the main BA takes over the place of support BA in some projects, as you said, so it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to me because he would be in a position to answer any queries posed by the client or the users. But in case where the support BA is not involved from the start, then would not there be a challenge for him or her to answer the queries of the clients or the users because he or she is not involved in the
Hmm.
writing the stories and
Yeah.
other things.
So usually what happens, Avinash, is we all the teams know that the project is going live on this date, right? So one month prior to that or 2 months prior to that, depending on the product, the support BAs is hired, and during those 2 months, the or 1 month period, the support BA's job is to take a KT from implementation BAs, to have the knowledge transfer from implementation BAs, understand the product end to end, and get himself or herself ready for supporting the product from day one.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm. So it's not like I get hired today and tomorrow they'll say support this product. Of course, there is always a learning phase given to the BA. So they do take a sometimes if an experienced person joins in, they know the person is comfortable with the product, because most of the products work for the same business, right? So there will be UI changes, or there will be some architecture changes, there will be some feature changes across products, but the base is same, right? So if an experienced person gets hired, then they know that this is how business works, and this is how the product will be working, right? So they can just play around with the product and understand the UI and get the hang of it. In case of a fresher BS, of course, the team knows that the person has come recently into product and needs some time to groom himself or herself up, right?
Oh,
So there is always a period of at least 2 weeks kept for the person to learn the product end to end.
okay, understood. Thank you.
Yeah.
And one more thing, if you don't mind,
Mhm.
how
Sure,
is the
sure.
career progression for a system analyst? I mean, will he or she always be in the same role?
What do you mean?
A person who is in the role of a support business analyst, so is
Mhm.
he required to be in the same role all throughout his stint in that organization, or there is a career progression for him or her? I mean, to
No, so
move
there
into.
is there is always a career progression, right? So a business analyst is a business analyst. What we are saying is, a business analyst might be working on product side, a business analyst might be working on implementation side, or a business analyst might be working as a support business analyst, right? So all the three roles are same. It's a BA only. So there is no comparison that if I'm a product BA, I'm superior than, or I have a more knowledge than some support BA, right? No, that is entirely not the case. There is no up or down here, right? So all three, implementation, product and support, all three are at same level, and the career progression is like a normal business analyst only, right? So you choose the path which you want to take. If you go into a support business analyst role, then what happens is you are interacting with a particular client, right? So client gets comfortable with you, with your style of working, and interacting with you. So usually you know uh, the project managers want the same person to same support the same client at least for 3 to 4 years, right? After that time you can say that enough is enough, move me somewhere else, and I want to get more exposure, more knowledge on some other areas. But it's not like it's not like an other role like in product BA or an implementation BA where you are working. So if we take an example of a product BA, right? A product BA works on a feature. Once the feature is delivered, the product BA goes into some other feature. So they keep on the period is small. But for a support business analyst, because you are interacting with the client till the project goes on, managers will want you to continue there. But of course you can say after 3 to 4 years that I'll like to move on, and then they will look for your replacement, and they'll get some other person to come into picture. Does that help?
Yes, understood. Thank you, Shipra.
Yeah, thanks Avinash for coming on stage and asking those questions, really
My
appreciate
pleasure.
the
Thank
same. Hi Bhushan.
Hey, hi Shipra, how are you?
Hi. Good. Thanks for joining us again.
Okay, so I do have one question, but which is not related to like products or implementation BA. So can I
Mhm.
continue with that, or you want to stick with topic only as of now?
Okay, let's do one thing. Let's continue on the topic, and we'll take your
Hmm.
question in the last if time
Okay,
permits.
okay then.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Bhushan. Um, I have a question on chat. Mudam Krishna Kishore, hi Shipra. Having 12 years, 6 years, looking for business analyst role. Yeah, Mudam. So we cannot get a job for you, but we set up these sessions every Saturday 9:30 p.m. IST time to discuss various business analyst topics, and I hope these sessions will help you understand the role and responsibilities of a BA better. In case you have any queries, do feel free to join us on stage and get your doubts clear, which may help you in your interviews and other stints. So do join us on stage if you have any questions. Okay. So George, we can discuss more on support business analyst now, I guess. And in case anyone has any questions, they can raise their hand and join us on stage.
Shipra, I actually have nothing else to say.
Okay. Okay, no worries, no worries, George, and really appreciate the same. Thanks for taking your time to come on stage and share your thoughts. I hope it has given you a good exposure and boosted your confidence, and helped you improve your communication skills. So I also urge all my audiences in Rome to join us on stage and share their experiences, their views, or become a speaker during these sessions. This will really help you out. So do we have any questions on support business analyst, or is the role clear and no questions whatsoever? So I asked a question, do you think technical know-how is important for a support business analyst? Any thoughts on that? Ashish, Avinash, Bhushan, or anyone else from audience? No?
Shipra, when you say
Avinash.
technical, do you mean coding or development part, or the business part?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get your thoughts on how much a business analyst know technically. What do you think?
My
Of
understanding.
course, coding is a no, but yeah.
Okay, so my understanding is the systems business analyst must know about the business which it deals in, the application or the
Mm-hmm.
whatever project that has been completed.
Mm-hmm.
So he or she should have the understanding of that business.
Right. That is
For
a must
example,
have. Yeah.
insurance. So that person has to have a basic understanding of the insurance terminologies and the basic way how insurance works.
Right, right. That is a must have, right? That's come under domain knowledge. So whatever
Yes.
domain you are working on, you need to have the knowledge of that particular domain. So that's for sure. But what about technical knowledge? Do we need technical knowledge?
Yeah, actually, it completely depends, I would say. So,
Mm-hmm.
for an example, only I need to, set a kickoff call in the next week. So, it is related to CCQR integration with iOffice management. So, at iOffice, or as of now, I also don't have that much, knowledge about what the, integration is about and all about. So, if you
Mm-hmm.
get something like that, which is more dealing with technology, I would say, then you
Mm-hmm.
have to gain that knowledge. Then because if you are going to work on that particular project, then anyhow you have to, somehow have to manage to get at least start from basic idea means what it is exactly. And if you are working as a BA, and you have to do it.
Right,
So
right.
that's it.
Right. I completely agree, Bhushan. So, as a business analyst, you need to speak the language, right? So, when you are speaking the language when you are talking with business, you need to speak the language which they understand, right? The business language, and that's the point that Avinash suggested, that we need to have the functional know-how. And when you are talking to your development team or your technical team, then you need to speak their language, right? So you should be aware
Exactly.
of all these jargons, and you should have a if not, no one expects you to do the coding, or no one expects you to write the code for you or for them, but at least it will help as you to a business analyst to grow if they can speak the language, right? So if you mentioned you are going to work in an integration project, right? So you should at least know what is a request, what is a response, and what format it looks like, and read the request file and read the response file. It's very easy, believe me, but you should be able to do that, because unless uh, you are not able to do that, or that technical team will be saying this is not going in the payload, this is not going in the request, and you'll be scratching your head, what is a payload and what is a request,
Okay. Okay.
right? So
So
that becomes very
mhm.
important for you to understand what terms they are going to use. No one is saying to you to understand how a request is created, but at least you should know what a request and a response is.
Okay, okay. So does anyone in the room have work on such integration project? Because I am thinking that I need help for this project. Means
Yeah, I have extensively worked on different integrations, so that's
okay.
why I'm suggesting you to know what a request and a response is.
Mhm. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. No worries.
yeah. So it's very simple. If I because we have some time, I can give you a very high level
Yes,
idea.
yes, you can.
So yeah, it will be helpful for others as well. So whenever you work on an integration project, right, you have your system, and then you have the other system which you need to integrate with, right? So um, uh, so Bhushan, it will help me explain. So what does your system do, and what does the other system do that you are trying to integrate?
So Shipra, it is what I would say. On Friday only, I have received that I need to set up a kickoff call for that, and It is not related to particular my system where I am working on, because I am
Mm-hmm.
looking for the two different portal, audit portal and signature some, authority portal is there. And the project is, means I have completely heard those words first time, like that is
Okay.
CCQR integration with iOffice management, something like that. I need to, go means
Okay.
analysis from scratch. Means I office
Okay.
whatever it is
Uh-huh.
something related to cloud based integrated workplace management, something like
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Let me take an example on my own. Okay. So in insurance applications, what we generally do is we integrate with rating applications, right? So what we do is we capture all the information of a person who is purchasing insurance, and this information is given to a rating application, and rating application gives the premium, right? So let's say you are purchasing a you have purchased a car, and now you want to purchase insurance for your car, right? Then what will you do is you go to this website, and this website will ask you a couple of questions, right? It will ask you what is your age, whether you drink or not, whether you smoke or not, who will be driving this vehicle, what's the engine number of the vehicle, what's the chassis number of the vehicle, what is the make and model of the vehicle when you purchase the vehicle, right? All these questions will be asked to you, right?
Okay.
Right. So
Mm.
you enter all this information, and then this information is sent to another application itself, right? And this application gives the premium amount which your application will show it to you. So if you, let's say you go to Policy Bazaar, and this Policy Bazaar will capture your information, and then it will send it to different insurance companies, and all these insurance companies will give the premium amount back to Policy Bazaar, which you see in the Policy Bazaar website, right? You with me?
Yes, yes. Okay.
Right. So in order for two systems to integrate, what is required is, first one is request. This request file, it could be an XML file, it could be a JSON file, it could be any particular file, right? So I'm talking about file formats. You are aware of XLS, or Word files have this doc format, Notepad has this text format, right? So similarly, the request files can have XML format, JSON format, or any other format. So in this request file, what happens is you send in the information. So the you send in the information which other system needs. So you send in the details which are being captured on the Policy Bazaar website, and you send it to, let's say, ICICI website, and then you get a response from ICICI, which will say this is your premium amount, and you show this premium amount, or the IDV they have used, or the limit they have put in, right? So certain response values you receive, and you display them on your Policy Bazaar website. So request, you send request and you receive response, and that's it. So integration, all the integration projects, you just need to decide what will be my request, when this request will be sent, what response I will receive, and what I need to do with this response. If you crack these four questions, your project is done. Does that help? You want me to repeat the questions? Bhushan, I can't hear you. You are still not audible. I think he'll join us back. Bhushan, Bhushan, we can't hear you. So while Bhushan sort out his voice issues, anyone has anything to add or say? Avinash?
Yeah, Shipra, when we talk about integrations, I have recently learned that there is something called middleware. So is it always required during integrations?
Not always. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it is placed there. So Depends, right? So in integration, two applications need to interact with each other, right? So uh, either you send in the request in the format that the other application need, or you place a middleware in between. So you send in the data from your end, this middleware will change your data in the format that the other system need and send it across.
Okay.
Okay. So either you send in the information that the other person want, or you send whatever information you have to middleware, and middleware will convert in the format which other system want.
Okay, understood.
So depends on the architecture or what is achievable technically.
Okay.
So I'd like to share one experience. So I was working in this project, and what we were doing is we were sending the information directly to the third party system, and third party system was consuming that information pretty well as well. But then the third party system vendor, right? So it was a SAP based application. So then the SAP team came into picture and said we'll build a middleware, right? And they somehow sold it out to the client, and client purchased it, and it was very happy. They unnecessarily they put in a layer in between just to make some money, but things happened. So they ruined an existing application, a perfectly working fine application, just to make some money. But yeah, you'll see all kind of projects in your experiences. Bhushan, let's see if we can hear you now. No, we can't hear you still. Does that answer your question, Avinash?
Yes, it does. So just to reiterate, so when the request is not in, when our request is in the same format where the vendor application needs, so we don't need a middleware. But in
Hmm.
case the middleware has some restrictions, the final vendor has some restrictions, and the request which is passed on is in a different format, but the vendor requires it in a different format, then we need a middleware. Is it correct?
Uh, yeah, it could be any case, right? It could be a regulatory requirement to have a middleware. It could be format, as you mentioned, the formats are not supported. So we are sending XML format, and the other is using JSON format, right? So something like this could be there. Third could be related to data, that we do not have the information of which what values are acceptable in other application, right? So if A is interacting with B, B might be wanting 1 to 3, and in A we might be having ABC, and we don't know how ABC will get converted into 1 to 3, right? And that information is kept in a middleware, that this will be my transformation logic, that if A is sending a value of A, convert it to 1 and send it to B. If A is sending a value of B, convert it to 2 and send it to B. I might be making it more confusing by using same names, but yeah, if you see what I'm trying to say. So it could be related to data, or what kind of information you have, right?
Yes, I
So
got the point.
let's say you are making a payment, and Visa might have a middleware in between, that you make the payment, it will go to Visa, and then Visa will send it to the corresponding bank, right? So there could be such a scenario that a middleware needs to be there in order for a bank and Amazon type of website where the payment is being made to interact. So there can be a number of cases. It's usually decided by technical architecture whether middleware will be there or not. Okay,
Yeah. Thank you, Shubha.
you're welcome, Avinash. Bhushan. I'm not sure, Bhushan. We were able to hear you perfectly fine previously, but now we are not able to hear you. I can hear Avinash, so looks like issue is there at your end only. So I think you can use chat feature if we are not able to hear you. Please type in your queries or questions in chat. Okay. So so let's make it an open forum. In case you have any questions or anything you'd like to discuss, feel free to join us on stage. Uh, if you have any questions on support business analyst, well and good. Otherwise, we can take other questions as well. And one more thing I'd like to add is we are on a constant lookout for speakers. I can schedule many sessions for a business analyst sharing my 16 years of experience, right? But I do not want to, uh, you know, to have these discussions as one way discussions. I want to give a platform to others, people like George, who want to improve on their communication skills, who want to clarify their concepts, who want to make their concepts strong, right? So even if you are fresher, even if you are an aspiring BA, or even if you have certain uh, months of experience, right? And you want to grow yourself, improve on your communication skills, so you can use this clubhouse as a toastmasters club, right? Wherein you can come on stage, speak for 10-15 minutes, and then we can discuss what you spoke about, and other queries. So it will help you grow, it will help you uh, you know make your concept strong, it will help you open yourself up, it will help you come out of your comfort zone, right? So this is a club, this is not a one way interaction. I could have made YouTube videos for you to view, right? But we started this club so that you can come on stage, you can ask your real life examples or real life questions, and uh, we can share our experience with you, and maybe help you out as much as we can. Bhushan, you are asking, can you repeat those questions? Yes, sir. So the questions are, if you can hear me, uh, first one is what information I will send to the other system. Second is when I will send this information. So what will be the trigger in the application when user click on save? Then I will send this information, or when user uh, you know um, performs a particular action, then I will send this information, or this information will be sent daily, every night at this so and so time, at a scheduled time, right? So when this information will go to the other system. Third is response, what values I will receive or I need to receive in response. And once I receive this response, fourth question is what I will do with this. So if my response is a successful response, if I get the values which I need, then what I will do with those values, I will show them on screen, I'll populate them in so and so fields, or I'll send an email to the user that your process is successful, or in case I receive an error response. So if I see, if I'm not able to make a connection, right, my connection fails, what I need to do in that case? If I'm able to make a connection, but from that system I receive a error message saying that you have not supplied mandatory information, your information is not in our format. So any number of error messages can be thrown by the other system to you, right? How you will handle those errors? Will you log them in somewhere? Will you show them to the user? uh, you know what you will do with those errors? So if you can answer those questions after discussions with the team and everyone, then you have 90% of the requirements of the integration project. Just four questions: what information I need to send, how or when I need to send this information, uh, what response I will get, and what to do with the response. I hope you have noted them down. Okay. Okay then. Do we have no questions whatsoever? No one wants to share any experience or anything, because otherwise we'll close the room. So usually our room is booked for from 9:30 to 11:30 IST. So we still have 1 hour left. Make best use of this time. Hi, Mudam. Mudam, you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah, hi. Thanks for joining us on stage. I can see
yeah,
you are new to Clubhouse, so
yeah. Today
you're
only I
welcome
have
to
joined
Club.
actually.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
what my intention is actually I'm working as a branch manager and corporate relationship manager from past 12 years. I am in the same field with no change in my domain.
Mm-hmm.
So from past 2 to 3 days, I'm watching your videos and all the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So just as a business analyst, a support business analyst, just I'm listening from past 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as a change in my role, what best we can do for the business analyst role, what we need to get the knowledge to, because we are in the finance domain, knowing only the related banking terminologies and all those things. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know anything about technology background
Mm-hmm.
or anything about what is the business analyst role actually needs. So as a
Okay.
fresher, what I need to do? Actually, just I want to know that.
Mm-hmm. So Mudam, tell me one thing. Why do you want to become a business analyst?
Not like that. Actually, just we are in the finance background with experience in the banking itself. Just I want to switch over.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
But you are suggesting that you don't know about this role, right?
yeah, yeah,
So you don't know what you will be doing if you switch, right? You don't know what skill set you need in order to succeed in this role, right? So
yeah.
until and unless you know the role, what it is, how you have made a decision that
So
you
same
want to
thing.
switch it.
Shipra, one thing what actually right now, previously branch manager we used to do. In the banking itself, we are right nowadays we are changing the roles as relationship managers. So relationship manager nothing but gathering the information from the client and we are processing the credit proposals. Same thing as a
Mm-hmm.
business analyst role. We need to act as a bridge between the client and uh, this technology people what they were doing. So we are acting as a bridge between these two. So same thing here, banking also we are working on that now. So business
Mm-hmm.
analyst also same thing. So we need to gather the information. What are the basic requirements of the uh, client, and we need to
Mm-hmm.
gather the information and we need to pass on to technical department. So same thing, no? So just if
Right.
you want, if you switch over to the this business analyst role, at least I can prosper myself. Like that, I am thinking actually.
Okay, so Mudam, this is a very generic question, right? So we hear this question after every alternate call whenever we get some time like this, like today.
Yeah,
So you know, every time our response is same. Be it me, be it any other experienced BA, right? First, understand the role, right?
yeah,
And what you will be doing, right? So if if you are in order for you to switch, you will be spending some time, right? You will be spending some effort, and you will
yeah,
be spending money,
yeah,
right? So after spending all this time, effort, money, and it will require a lot of patience for you as well, because you will be switching over. No one will immediately give give a job to your liking,
yeah,
right? So you will need lot of patience. You need to take up lot many interviews and then figure out a way of switching over,
Yeah,
how you
correct,
can switch over, right? So after spending all this time, effort, money, you do not want to go into a role wherein you feel like you have wasted all of it, right? uh,
correct,
you do not want to go into a role which you do not like, or which does not match your skill set. So you have a certain skill set, right? You know yourself better. You know how comfortable you are speaking to people in, how comfortable you are speaking in public. You know how what interests you and what does not interest you, right? You know how patient you are. So
yeah,
if if you do not understand the role, if you do not understand what skill sets are required for that role, right, you cannot make a decision, I want to switch over to this role. Because
yeah,
if you take a decision, you will be spending time, you will be spending effort, you will be spending money, and at the end of it you do not want to end up in a situation where either you do not like the role, right, it does not match your interest, say,
yeah,
or your skill set does not match. So even if you are liking the role, right, but if your skill set does not match, you will not succeed in that role, right? So
correct,
if I like to draw, but I'm not a good artist, right? If I cannot draw well, then no matter how much time, effort I spend, and I switch over, and I may leave my job and I become an artist, right? No matter what I do, I will not
yeah,
succeed in that area, and unless I succeed in that area, I will not get a satisfaction, an internal satisfaction. Okay, I have made this life worthwhile, right?
correct,
So understand the role first. We whatever I'm saying, I'm not saying to discourage you or anyone else, right?
correct,
I'm just sharing my experience that you do not want to end up into a situation. So interest and skill set are very important, and for that, choose wisely, but where you will be investing your time and effort and money, right? It's
correct.
not only money that you'll do some course and you'll become a business analyst. No, it doesn't happen like that, right? It's not like read this book for 6 months and you'll become a business analyst. No, it does not happen like that. So first you need to and if you're thinking that a business analyst get very good pay scales, no, that is not the case, right?
Yeah,
Every job gives you a good pay scale if you exceed in that, if you excel in that, and you will only excel in that job if your skill set match and if the job is of interest to you. Even if your skill set match and you find your job boring, you will not give 100% of yourself into the job and you will not succeed, right?
correct,
So be aware of all these things. And assuming you have decided to you have made a wise decision, and you have uh, not wise, I'll say informed decision, right? So you are informed where you are heading to, right? Do not just head in any direction without any visibility of what your end goal is, right?
correct,
Because there are numerous paths and you have to take one path, because you do not want to end up in a situation where you walk for 2 hours and then you realize, oh, I'm going the wrong way, right?
correct.
So once once it is crystal clear to you what the roles and responsibilities of BA will be like, what you will be doing day in day out, right? Then uh, try to so as a branch manager, try to get yourself involved into IT projects which are happening in your organization itself, right? So if I am hiring someone and if I am looking for a BA with 12 years of experience, right,
Correct,
I will not hire you because you do not have 12 years of BA experience. I
correct.
might hire you as a subject matter expert because I'm looking for someone who belongs to banking domain, right?
Yeah,
And who can guide a team of BAs to help them understand what features to build in the product, or help them understand what business is saying, right? So I might hire you as a subject matter expert, but I will not hire an experienced person as a business analyst. And even if you switch the role, it is quite possible that you will lose out on some of your experience, or even you get a lesser salary at a in the first go, but it is very very difficult, believe me. Switching job or getting a job by changing a profile is not that easy. I'm not saying it's impossible, it does happen. We have hired many people like that, but it's quite difficult. And with difficult, again I'm stressing on same points, you need to invest a lot of time, you need to have a lot of patience, right? You need to have a focused approach, you have to groom yourself every day, right? Make yourself
Correct.
fit for that role. It's lot of effort. So best thing to do is to switch within your same company. But as I understand it, you belonging to a business company, it is not an easy switch over, because
Yeah.
you do not have IT. Uh, you are not working into IT company.
Correct.
But what you can do is, there will be IT projects which are getting implemented for your business users. So get yourself involved into those IT projects, right? See how IT works, or what kind of queries IT people are asking, and how you are resolving their queries, right? So from there you can articulate, or you can showcase yourself as being a business analyst, right? So we
Correct.
talked about product business analyst, implementation business analyst, support business analyst. There is another fourth category, which is business analyst. So these business analysts, they business BAs, they represent client, right? So they capture the requirements, they convert them into into the system requirements, and give them to implementation team or product team, or support BAs.
So I can be make use of that business analyst, no? So that
Hmm.
actually my requirements match that profile, no?
Yes, yes, you can. So there are two avenues I mentioned,
Because
right? One is business BA, or other is subject matter expert.
yeah.
Hmm.
So actually, even my colleagues, those who were in the same domain, they were looking for the same role change. They were making use of this business. What you said last one, business analyst,
Hmm.
gathering the information, passing on to the other three roles. What you said.
Yes, yeah. So that you can do that, but again, you know, I'll stress upon understand what you are getting into first,
Correct, correct, correct.
right? Because when we are fresher, right, we just do what we get, we
Yeah,
don't have much choice, right? But now you have a stable career, and
correct.
moving at this stage after 12 years, right? If you would have decided, after 2 years into job, or 4 years into job, that then it would have been a different case. But after spending 12 years in an industry, you do not want to lose it out, right? You have gained a lot of experience working with business, you do not
Yeah,
want to lose out on it, right? So you do not want to get hired as a business analyst, wherein they say that, since we are hiring you but with a lesser pay scale, or with a lesser grade, because you do not have relevant experience. You do not want to end up into that situation, right? So you can showcase yourself as a business BA, or you can showcase yourself as a subject matter expert, but be ready for a long battle, right? So be ready for rejections, be ready for giving interviews, or be ready. Good thing is market is up, so you might get an opportunity pretty fast, right?
yeah,
Uh, but not everyone gets everything cooked up for them.
correct.
So a lot of us have to do the learn things hard way. So
That's what I want to say is just I am interacting with you because why? Because actually, what how to start up with this business analysis, So to start up with that one, how to proceed? Actually, just I want to know that thing, so I have called you up.
starting as I mentioned, first thing is understand the role, what BA does, right?
Yes,
And
sure, sure.
understand what skill sets are required for a BA. So what skills are required? So a BA needs to do stakeholder management, a BA needs to be good in communication, right? So a BA need to be patient. So what skills are required for a BA, and see if you have those skills or not, and if not, what you can do to enhance those skills. And second, get yourself involved into IT projects within your same organization. So, uh, getting a chance in new organization is very difficult, but you can, you know, uh, get some opportunities within your same company or organization, bank or whatever it is, and that will help you understand this role better.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your
Yeah.
guidance.
Thanks, Madan. Thanks for joining us. I hope to
Sure.
see you in upcoming sessions as well. We talk about the different types of business analyst and different topics related to business analyst, and I hope they will be helpful to you.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Madan. Hi, Srini. Welcome back. Srini, we can't hear you, so you need to leave the room and join us back again. Yeah. Let's see if we can hear you now. So, Rahul, if you need to ask any question, please feel free to join us on stage. I'll answer your question, but I'll like it if you come on stage and ask the question yourself. Avinash, I saw your mic flashing. Do you want to say something?
Yes, Shipra. Just a
Yeah.
while ago, you mentioned various roles that a BA takes. There is one more role which I came across during some planning discussion, resource planning discussions in my team. So
Mm-hmm.
there was a mention about systems business analyst, and I'm still not sure what this role is all about. Do you have any
You
idea?
can you can think system business analyst and support business analyst as one and the same role.
Okay, all right,
They
fine.
call it system analyst because they expect the BA to understand end to end system to support a client. So it's
Mhm.
just a jargon, different terms used in different companies.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. I can see Srini in audience. Srini, Srini, you are on mute. Srini, you are on mute. You need to unmute yourself. I think you two are facing some technical issues, so feel free to use the chat function. I'll answer your query on chat. Okay. Bhushan has asked a question. Can you give your insights on setting up kickoff call? So, Bhushan, usually kickoff call is set up by project managers. In kickoff call, they invite all the people who will be working on the project, be it infrastructure or be it admin or be it developers, testers, BAs, right? So, everyone is invited in the kickoff call plus clients. And in the kickoff call, they brief about what the project is all about, what are the end goals of the project, what we are trying to achieve, who are the key stakeholders, right, who are getting involved from client side, who is BA, who is lead um, uh, um, analyst, and so on and so forth. And they talk about what processes will be set up in the will be followed in the project. So kickoff is the project initiation call, and usually it is handled by project managers. If they are asking you to set it up as a business analyst, then maybe you have to get all the details from project managers about what processes you will be following. For example, whether you will be using Jira to create stories, and once a story is created in Jira, you will be expecting PO to give you approvals, and you will have a discussion with PO before approvals, and then what stages will be set up in Jira for a particular user story. So all these discussions happen during kickoff, mainly around processes, what processes to be followed. So let me know if that answers your question or if you have any further queries. Ashish, I can see your mic flashing. Will you like to add something here?
Hi Shipra, I had a question. I mean, if you can answer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just wanted to know. Suppose for insurance, you have been working in insurance domain for long now. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
think it is
Yeah, 16
quite okay to.
plus years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had this question. Suppose you're working on an insurance project,
Mm-hmm.
and my question is, so it may be any domain. I mean, it could be into
Mm-hmm.
policy acquisition or claims management or underwriting.
Sure.
You can take any one of these, and if you can explain me what as a BA you will be doing, and as a what a support business analyst will be doing. So if you can take this example and explain in little detail,
Okay.
so I'll get the hang of it. I'll get the idea of what exactly is
Okay.
going on. But
Okay.
yeah,
So, okay, let me give you an example. So, let's say there is this policy administration system. You
yeah,
understand what a policy administration system is, right? So,
yes,
uh, your insurance company uses this system to log the policy details of
right,
whatever insurance policies they are issuing, right? So, you have this
right,
administration system, policy admin system. So, this policy admin system belongs to some company. They have purchased this system as an insurance company. I have purchased this system from some company, right?
right, right.
So that company's BAs, they will be adding new features to this product, to this policy
Okay,
administration system. So product BAs add new features to the product. Now, as a
right.
client, I may use those features or I may decide not to use those features, right? Or I may use those features, but uh, I want some modifications in those features as well, right? So what I
Right.
will do is I will implementation BAs come into picture. So they will say the product has added these features. Do you want them? if if not, they'll say, do not implement this feature for our client. If you say, yes, I do want it, then they'll say, implement this feature for this client. And then third is, I want this feature, but I want some changes in this feature, right?
So
So they make those changes and get it implemented as well.
it is at
Now I
stakeholders' discretion, right? I mean,
huh
it is at stakeholders' clients' discretion. I'm saying.
Yes, of course, client will
Yeah.
have to pay for a feature, right? So product has
Right.
added 100 features. Uh, if I don't want to use 100 features, why will I pay for those features, right?
True.
So I get to decide as a client. Now, implement product BAs have created features in the product. Implementation BAs have brought those features to me, and I have decided whether I want to implement them or not, or I want to implement them with some modifications. Now, my product is live, right? I have my product and I have my features going on. Now I'm using I'm not a single user, right? I have a complete set of users. I have, let's say, 100 users who are using this product. Now whenever these users face any issue, right, be it I'm trying to do something, I'm not able to do it, right? I'm trying to do something and system is behaving unexpectedly, there is a bug in the system. I did something wrong, but system has now locked me down, but I want this data to be corrected, right? Any issue whatsoever which is business related issue, not the login logout login issues, right? So the server is down for the entire system, for the entire client, or I'm not able to log in because I don't have credentials, reset my password. So not those kind of calls, but other than that, when I'm using the system, if I'm getting any uh, uh, issues or any concerns, then I will go to my support BAs.
Okay.
Does that help? Does that clarify?
Yeah. 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 Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. My phone got locked. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Uh, Bhushan, are you trying to say something? I think we can't hear you still, but I saw your thanks in the chat. So thanks for Thanks for your question and thanks for acknowledging. Over to you, Rahul. Hi, Rahul. Welcome to Clubhouse. Rahul, you need to unmute yourself. Yeah, we can't hear you, Rahul.
Oh, hi Shipra, am I audible?
Yes, Rahul, you are audible now.
Oh, yes. So
Yeah.
I have few query about the BA as
Mm-hmm.
I am already working into the top leading IT firm into the finance domain and carrying
Mm-hmm.
good experience into the capital market and investment banking. But
Okay, good.
as nowadays everyone means each hello,
Yeah, I can hear you.
hello.
Yeah, Rahul, we can hear you.
Okay, so as nowadays in the market, the BA as have more demand into the both the domain into the capital market and investment banking. But I'm facing
Mm-hmm.
one major challenge to apply for that is a notice period. Means whenever I receive the
Mm-hmm.
call from different HRs, everyone looking for uh, the immediate joining or the people who can join within 30 days or max to max 45 days.
Mm-hmm.
So can you please suggest any means how we can tackle with them because uh, even they have their own 90 days of an policy, but they need a people of with who can join as earlier as possible to their
Yeah, so
organization.
so Rahul, this is a market-wide phenomena that is going in, right? So what is happening is not only BS, but uh, in all areas, right? Be it development, be it testers, be it BA, be it project managers, in all areas, attrition is quite high, right? And people are leaving organizations and joining other organizations because they are getting better raises and what I personally feel is just the boredom which happened because they are sitting at home from last 2 years and now they are bored and they are they want to get out of their comfort zone. But anyways, so what happens is once a person gets an offer, he does not stop at that, right? He starts looking out and he starts applying for other companies, and that too aggressively. So at the end of it, he ends up getting 3 to 4 offers, and then he rejects 3 of them, and let's say just takes up with one of them. And sometimes the companies are even able to retain those employees, right, by giving them various offers. So that's the whole scenario that is going on. And because of this, the companies have changed their strategy, and they are now offering people who are already on notice period, right? Everyone knows that everyone's notice period is 90 days. So even they themselves have this 90 days period, right? And now they are exactly they are looking for people who are on notice period already, because once someone is saying that I can join in 15 days, I can join in 1 month, that means the people, either the person is unemployed or the person is already on notice period, right? And then the moment you say yes, I can join in 1 month, they'll say okay, what is your current offer, right? And then based on your offer in hand, they will decide whether they want to even pursue you or set up your interview or not. So let's say you have your company is giving you x amount and you have an offer of 1.3x, right? And that 1.3x is out of other company's budget, right? So they, why will uh, uh, they will not even interview you, because they know, because in order to call you to them, they have to pay you at least 1.35x or 1.4x, right? So that's how that's why they are asking whether you can join us on 15 days or 1 month. Second scene, what is happening is because of high attrition in their company, right? So people are leaving like anything, right? So every month 5 to 6 people are leaving an organization. So they need to fill up this space, and that's why they are in a hurry, because they cannot say to their clients that we don't have people to fill in this place, right? A person is going, person is taking knowledge with him, plus he's creating a gap which they need to fill in. And that's why they are saying, 15 days, 1 month notice period is required. um, I might not be able, I might not be the right person to answer your query on how to handle it, because I have not handled it anywhere. Whenever I talk to any prospective employer, I just say that 90 days is my notice period, and I have not put in my papers yet. So that's, that's the case. Either you take it or you leave it, right? If you do not want to schedule the interview, that's fine with you, but that could be potentially your loss. You might not find a person in a month or two, and you might end up, uh, waiting for 3 months to get a right candidate. But you have a second option of interviewing me right now, and then I'll join you in 3 months time. Because I don't have any offer in hand, I can say that, if you hire me, I will not look out. That's the best thing I can do, right? So uh, during employment phase, right, when you are getting employed, I personally believe that being um saying the truth, right, is very important. If you try to manipulate anything, right? So people are very smart. These people are dealing with the prospective employees day in and day out, right? So they know when a person is lying and when a person is saying the truth, right? So it is very important to be as transparent as possible. What you know, you know. What you don't know, you don't know. You can say that I can try to negotiate with my company, but because they have to get my replacement and then I need to hand over my work to the replacement, I do not think it is possible for them to leave me. uh, there could be another case where you can say that I have recently moved into this project, so if I get hired within, let's say, one weeks or 10 days time, then I can talk to my current employer and I can negotiate on the timing. So you have to tell your current situation, right? Either you if you have more work, then I don't you can say that I don't think my company can release me early, because I'm not leaving my company because I'm fed up of my company, right? You have to keep your upper hand. You have to say that you are looking out, but just to get out of your comfort zone. There is no urgency at your part, because the moment you say it's urgent for you to change, right, you lose your power of negotiation during your salary discussions. So being truthful is important. You can tell them your current circumstances, and then um, you know take the discussion forward. If they are quite adamant on 15 days, you can say sorry, can't do. I will never ever suggest putting down your papers and then start looking for a job. At least I won't do that. Does that help, Rahul?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Shipra, for just give me a suggestion in the whole details. But
Yeah.
on this part, actually, from past few days, I have given the interview, means the organization like an TCS, Cognizant, and Barclays, and at the initial stage, they are okay with the notice period of a 90 days. I don't know what happened at the last, but at the time of the salary negotiation and all, they are suddenly jumped to you have to join within a 1 month. So
Hmm.
it's a quite a challenging part for me as well, because time by time I'm getting blocked for those organizations for upcoming 3 to 6 months.
Hmm.
So the
So
opportunities are less. Yes.
yeah, in that case, you can say that, if you get me the offer, I can try to negotiate with my current employer and
Okay.
check out their buyout policies. So if they can, buy out your 2 months, pending 2 months or something like that.
Okay.
So things usually work out. So you will be having some leaves, right? You can say
Yes.
that,
Yes.
I have 1 month of leave, so
Instead of
let me. Yeah,
encashment, I'll go with
yeah,
the
yeah.
settlement.
Yeah. So you leave me, in 2 months, so that I can make use of those leaves, or you can, so what you need to do is you need to get an offer letter first, right? So say to that, I can ready you to I can join you tomorrow, right? It all depends on my current employer when he releases me. And in order for me to have that discussion of when, how soon they can release me, I need to get an offer from you first. So you can put it
Yes.
that way. And you also check out what is your buyout policy. So if in case my employer is ready to release me early, will you on a buyout, so will you buy it out? So in that case you won't
Yes.
get a joining bonus, realize that.
Yep.
But
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
yeah, so things can work out, right? So you need to say that we can negotiate, or there's, so you need to clarify that there is no hindrance at your end, right? It is not like you cannot join in. So it's more like
Yes.
how the two companies negotiate with you in between. So so you can say that let me try talking to them, and let me get myself released in a month or a month and a half's time. Or you can say that I already have a team which is working in the same project, so I don't think there will be an issue in I already have a replacement of me, something like that you can put up, right? So but
Yes.
make
Means
sure that
first point I have to just
yeah.
yeah, Shukra. Please go ahead.
No, I was just saying that, but make sure, don't say that, yeah, I can join in 15 days when your notice period is 90 days, because you never know.
Yes.
So get a offer
So
first, right? You need offer first.
yes. So first of all, I have to just take an offer, and on that offer, I have to just commit. Yes, I'll try to just renegotiate with my manager, and if
Mhm.
it works, so I'll just update you my joining date accordingly. Right?
Yeah, yes, yes. So
Okay.
you can get revised offer on the revised joining date. Just say
Yes.
that, put the joining date after 3 months to be on safer side. But once I get the offer, I'll be doing negotiations with my current company, and also mention how easy or how difficult you think it is. Just be truthful on that. And let's nature take its course then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
Shipra. Yep.
yeah. So whichever company you is written in your fate, you'll join that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks
So
for the suggestion. And
yeah.
thanks for this wonderful platform where everyone have everyone is sharing their experiences, and their queries help someone else in term of the clarification.
Yeah, glad you like our platform, Rahul. I can see that you are new
Yes.
on Clubhouse, so I'm
Yes.
hoping to see you in upcoming sessions as well. I am thinking of starting a Scrum series, so wherein we'll discuss different aspects of Scrum, and I'll answer the queries. But I'll I'll really love it if someone else becomes a speaker and take up these sessions. It's not only for me, it's for you as well, right? You Once you come on stage and talk about any particular topic or session, you get yourself more clarity on it, right? So let's make it a two-way communication. This is not only for you, Rahul, but for everyone
Yes. Yes. Got it.
present in the room. So, just a quick note before we wrap up. So we will be closing our room at 11:30 if we don't, or earlier than that if we don't get more queries. But do join us on the Telegram group, and do join us on Business Analysis Knowledge Forum groups. Both are great platforms. So in the BA Club Telegram group, I I share the links for the upcoming sessions. And in the Business Analysis Knowledge Forum group, we have a strong community of 7,500, 8,000 business analysts. And you can post your queries there, and someone will revert. First, do try searching it out, because many similar queries would have been answered in the past as well. So do join us on both the groups. In case you need the links, you can go to the BA club at the top of the screen and open the club description. The links are there in the club description. Okay, so any last minute questions? We still have 15 minutes in case anyone will like to join us on stage or share their experience, or in case anyone has any queries. Anyone? I'll take it as no then. So thanks, Josh. Thanks for joining us today and sharing your experience. You raised a couple of very good points, and I appreciate you joining us as a speaker with just 2 years of experience. It is something. Uh, yeah.
Thank you so much, Chipra, for organizing this
Yes.
session.
No, thanks. Thanks to you, George. Okay. I guess we are good to close our session today then. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Manoranjan, I am keeping the replays on for these sessions, but I'm not sure what you will do with the recording. But yeah, you can take them up from the clubhouse.
Thank you all.
Thanks to you,
Yes.
Sane, as well.